Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Crusader Kings 2 as Emperor Charles the Great, Charlemagne. So we're still in our war against the Umayyads with our friend the Emir here, and in fact we were at 100% for quite a while in the last episode and he did not peace out for reasons that are unknown, at least to me. We do have the Umayyads sieging back some land here, and some other land here is occupied by Asturias. So I was kind of speculating that maybe it's something to do with the Holy War with Asturias that is preventing him piecing out of this war, though I really don't think that is the case. I don't remember ever encountering such a situation before. But I think what we'll try to do is, instead of just waiting for the Umayyads to go over there and siege the or take the sieges back from Asturias, we'll maybe see if we can convince him to do that by perhaps threatening to attack him in here. He might move to the next county over. And if not, we can always just continue sieging more land of our own down here. My son is turning into an arrogant little braggart. I might have to rein him in a bit. So he's going to become either proud or humble, neither of which is much of a big deal. We'll tell him that pride goeth before a fall. He became neither humble nor proud, as it turns out. So this revolt war that's going on here, I guess, is against one of the Umayyads' vassals, not the Umayyads themselves. Alright, your mission has been a success. The Duke is happier with me, which is nice. They've taken a second holding in here. They may just be finished with their sieges pretty soon and move to the next county anyway. We'll see what's going to happen if we go in here though. They're retreating to Murtola. They wouldn't make it on time anyway. We have apparently managed to chase them out though. See if we can stop them coming here at least. Headed to Evora, so they just seem unwilling to go and take back these sieges from Asturias. I guess we'll, in the meantime, go and besiege these holdings. Why not? Drogo of the Peasant Revolt has declared his revolt on me. Blasted traitors, okay. Where are they? Up here. Well, I guess we're probably going to have to do something about that. I can afford to ignore it for a little while, though. I guess he's headed up here to take some of my sieges back. Okay. Invest in some culture tech. So I think we'll go for legalism here to unlock higher levels of centralization. Though we already have low available, and I don't really want to go to that at the moment, since that would put us directly at our vassal limit. We go from a +10 to +5, so effectively we'd be losing 5, and we're not even at our domain limit anyway, so not really any point in doing that. But we might want to in the future. Alright, the Duke is even happier. I guess we can move our Chancellor elsewhere now. Back to this Duke. And I'm just going to let the Umayyads take back this land if they so desire. We have an army from Asturias here, which is going to fight the Emir's army, and there's nothing we can do about it. My trusted and devoted chamberlain just brought to my attention that one of the serving maids had given birth to a child. According to him, my son is the father. Eppin the Hunchback. Well, I guess that's one reason why we might have wanted to get him married off to somebody in a different court, so he can't cause us problems like this. I guess it's not really a problem. We can lose 10 piety, have his opinion of us increase, and he gains the trait Lustful. We can force him to adopt the child. Gain 10 piety. We can give him a beating for messing with inferiors, in which case he would become wroth and ambitious, or send him to confess his sins. Let's make him adopt the child, I think. Our son is always counting money and makes sure he gets the most out of it. He haggled with the merchant over some sweetmeats until the merchant laughed with frustration and handed over the sweetmeats for a lot less than he had asked for. We can teach him the joys of money. He would gain stewardship and probably become greedy. Tell him about the joys of giving money, in which case he'd be charitable. Extra diplomacy would be fine, I guess. Sure, we'll tell him about the joys of giving money. He didn't become charitable, okay. The Duke is happier with me already, that's good news. And it seems that Asturias has somehow taken this siege from underneath us here, which is kind of annoying. But we're back at 100%, so we'll see if the Emir wants to peace out at this point. Also, we're going to go and hunt the Great White Stag again, so let's saddle our horse. Okay, well, he's at 100% again. If he doesn't peace out this time, I think I'm just going to wash my hands of the whole affair, and in fact, it's just ended inconclusively because he has lost his land to Asturias. Alright, well, we tried. Let's head home and deal with this peasant revolt. I guess it's a somewhat positive development anyway, since we're helping our fellow Catholics push back against the Muslims in Iberia here. Along with this weirdly independent county of Toledo. You've gathered your followers and your hunting dogs and have saddled your horse and prepared your weapons. You're ready to set out to hunt the Great White Stag. Fortunately, we're taking some attrition on the way through these lands here. It's pretty minor though, so we're going to be fine. We spend weeks in the wilderness searching for any trace of our prey, but to no avail. We find plenty of bugs, snakes, and riding sores, however, so we may become stressed or wroth. Well, given the choice, I would hope it's wroth, since I would prefer not to have an additional health penalty. We already have a choice, and in fact we became neither, which is fine. The hunt for this elusive white beast seems fruitless, but there are many more things out there in the wilds. Maybe next time we'll catch our prey. Right, so our Chancellor has improved the Duke's opinion again, up to 64. We'll leave him there for the moment, since we could always do with a bit more improvement. The smallest spider makes my son squeal and run for cover. This has started to worry me. We can have him become craven and like me a little more. We can have him become content or craven, neither of which I would appreciate. Or we can make a Dune reference and tell him that fear is the mind killer, where he loses the trait craven and maybe even becomes brave. Well, he didn't become brave, but he's no longer craven. We'll go up to speed 4 for a little while here, since we're just marching our army around. This guy claims he would be a better steward than my current steward. Which he would be by 2 points. I will appoint him. Our current steward is not landed, so I don't really mind about annoying him. And then to collect taxes in our capital. We discovered a plot where the Duke of Spoleto seeks to fabricate a claim on the Kingdom of Italy. Well, that is my kingdom, so definitely don't want him to do that. We'll ask him to end the plot. Or we could just arrest him. I don't think I want to revoke any titles from him, though. I'd be just as happy if he ends the plot and leaves me alone. Might send our Chancellor to work on him next. If we don't have any better target. And we can invest in military tech again. I guess we'll go ahead and put organization up at this point. And our son is now of legal age. He became a tough soldier. Okay, so he's not a great character really by any means, but he is the only son we have. Well, not the only son, the only heir we have, at least currently. We should definitely get him married. Seems like there's nobody of extremely high rank available. We'll just look for somebody with good traits then, I suppose. Couple of geniuses available. Unfortunately, they are pretty young, and I'd rather he get married sooner than 12 or 13 years from now. Strong 16-year-old. Yes. Yes. Let's do it. Okay, so let's see if we're going to catch this peasant uprising here. Getting out on the 24th. We are going to get there on the 22nd. This is farmlands. I think we're probably crossing a river, but it won't really matter. The brave wit Charles. We accept the suggestion that my son marry your courtier or whoever it was. Alright, so we did win the battle. We will follow to the next county. Oh, apparently we missed them. What a little army belonging to Burgundy instead. They didn't quite wipe them out. We'll follow them one more time and that should do it. Our Duke is trying to revoke things. And our Duke of Franconia successfully usurped Mainz. Okay, we can end our peasant revolt. And execute him as an example to others. We can certainly spare the piety. And we can disband our troops and be at peace for the first time. For quite a while now. A mysterious Jewish man has offered his services at your court. He is well versed in feudal court intrigue, has a past as both a mercenary and a spy. If he can be trusted, he could very well prove to be an indispensable asset in your council. Okay. We'll check him out. He's a decent intrigue type character, I guess. Our current spy master is better though. Right, so we do have a decent amount of money now. We might want to spend it on some upgrades maybe in our capital. Though, I guess if we were going to move our capital, we should probably do it now. We have more land in our domain up here. We have 3 counties in this duchy. 2 counties in the duchy. This one is not actually in the same duchy. We could move it up there. I think I'm just more inclined to keep it where it is, though, and try to revoke the other counties in our capital duchy. Which actually does not exist. Might want to create that. Alright, let's start at least one upgrade in our capital here. The castle town will help out with our income in the future. And let's see if we can revoke this county, which I did try to do before, but we weren't able to get the plot power. Currently owned by the Duke of Burgundy. Well, he's not going to like this, unfortunately, but we want the county. It's still only 43% plot power. We can bribe some people, but I don't think it's enough to get us up to 80. 12, 18, 22, 26, 30, 34. It might get us there. Actually, no, not quite. I think we'd be just short. And it would be very expensive since there were a lot of dukes in there. Well, how about this? Should be able to revoke this since it's in our capital duchy. But it's not available. Maybe because our capital duchy is not created, actually. So let's create it. Give us a little prestige. Make sure we don't have too many duchy titles. In fact, that's the only one we own. And that will give us the plot to revoke that county. I caught my young ward torturing a rat behind the stables today. Talked to him about kindness. And he gained the kind trait. A bastard son of mine petitioned me to recognize him as a legitimate heir. We can say not a chance, and Pepin the Hunchback will become wroth. We can say I'm not sure you're worthy. He'll maybe become stressed, or we can welcome him with open arms. Let's say not a chance. Alright, Pepin. A little more plot power available here, but again, it would take us a lot of bribing of dukes to actually get this above 80%, which is what we need. I guess we'll cancel that. We have a son who needs education. Apparently I've just not seen this notification for 2 years, or else his former guardian died or something, maybe. I guess we'll do it ourselves, since we're able to. We actually have righteous imprisonment against the Count of Paris, so we'll try to do that probably, and if he revolts against us, we'll be able to revoke the county, regardless of plots. Let's get our daughter educated. We can use her for opinion. Duke of Ferrara is extremely unhappy with us, though he's old and maimed, so he probably won't live too much longer anyway. Let's give her to this duke. How about? Let's see. Only a 48% chance of imprisoning him. I'm actually hoping to fail here so that he rebels against me, and that gives me a reason to revoke a county. And he did. So probably just our personal levies would be enough. Unfortunately, another disadvantage of having our domains scattered all the way across the map is that we can't raise our personal levy in a compact area. Pains me to say that there is a traitor in the realm. This rotten egg is plotting your downfall. So our son-in-law, the Duke of Thuringia, is denouncing this Duke of Upper Lorraine. Well, he doesn't really like me, so yeah, I think we'll imprison him. I don't think we get the ability to rightfully revoke a title from him, though, so we'll just keep him in prison. Probably forever. You improve this Duke's opinion again, so we're up to 100 here. We can definitely move our Chancellor elsewhere. We don't need to worry about Burgundy because he's still imprisoned. I guess you are relatively okay. I think our Duke of Brabant is pretty close to coming of age, but he's not too unhappy with me. We're doing pretty much okay for vassal opinion, actually. I guess we'll work on the 14-year-old Duke so that he is extremely happy with me by the time he comes of age. And I apparently just misclicked there and put him in the wrong county, so we'll try to remember to change that once the cooldown period is up. Gonna be in January. Alright, so we got our troops together, but unfortunately we're gonna have to wait until the next episode to go fight the Count here and take his county, because we're out of time for now. So thanks for watching, and join me again next time.